Hello and welcome back. This is Recreated WrestleMania 8 Edition, the recreated series of WrestleMania. That's right, WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 37, maybe even 38 by the time we finish this entire series. But today we're going to break down the WrestleMania 8 card in figure form. We're going to see how accurate it is and how complete we could make it in figure form, if that's even possible. So let's find out. This is FRW's Recreated WrestleMania 8 Edition. Let's begin. Before we begin, a few facts. The event took place on April 5th, 1992 at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. The attendance was 62,167 people. Now, if you watched the WrestleMania 7 video, that's a huge increase in people. This was Hogan's 7th WrestleMania main event, and only 26 wrestlers participated at this event. Could less wrestlers mean more completion? Let's find out. Of course, a few rules. I'm only reviewing matches that made TV. There is no customized wrestlers. Again, starting with WrestleMania 10, I will add in a little slide at the end showing a custom figure that I have, and I have a few lined up, but if people want to send me a picture or write to me or leave in a comment suggestion, you can easily find me on Wrestling Figs under Jeremiah. Feel free to send me a picture and whatnot. I'll put you on there and whatnot and tell me what you used, or if you just want people to go, wow, that's kind of cool or something like that, or you want to be noticed something like that. If you're a customizer who wants to be noticed so you can start taking orders or want to start making a living doing that, that's perfectly fine. Again, I'm not going to judge accuracy. I'm going to judge accuracy of the attire. I'm not including managers or valets or non-wrestlers. We're going to see how many matches versus how accurate representation is during this. So here we go. Now before we begin, by the way, if you don't like the curtain thing, if it takes too long, leave a comment, let me know. I thought it looked kind of cool as I opened the show. So here we go. We've opened the show up and it's WrestleMania 8, Match 1. The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus El Matador Tito Santana, and there they are. Now, Tito does have a Mattel Elite, but it's not in his El Matador gimmick. Funny enough, though, you could get Fernando and Diego of Los Matadores. They literally have the attire that Tito was. It makes me wonder if maybe they were going to make an Elite El Matador Tito, and they realized that, now let's just throw two mass heads on there and call them the Los Matadores, since they were kind of popular with kids at the time. Of course, those two are long gone. Epico and Primo are long gone from the company, so those are the only elites they ever got of those guys. But if you wanted to take Tito's head and pop it on there, it wouldn't be accurate though, because well, if you were counting hairstyle, but he wore more of a slicked hairstyle. As you can see, it's very tightly wound, whereas his Strike Forces represents more of his 80s look, and we were entering the 90s by this time. He was starting to wind down a little bit, but if you want a representation, there it is. You've got the Mattel ringside exclusive Shawn Michaels. That was his WrestleMania 8 attire. Entrance jacket, everything. The only thing you're missing is Sherry. And you've got the Deluxe Classic, Jack Specific Classic Deluxe Series, Tito Santana's El Matador. The streak continues. And boom, there it is. WrestleMania 8 Match 2, The Undertaker versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Again, the WrestleMania, whatever this is, WrestleMania Heritage Series that kind of was Kane and Undertaker. I know that the face isn't right. He started to have his hair wear a little differently at this time, but the attire is there. You see it's still in gray. And the Hall of Fame Jake the Snake Roberts, that's from his WrestleMania 8 match right there. It's very accurate. I don't think he came to the ring with two snakes. I think they're just kind of a bonus. Here's an extra snake. At the time, this could have been one of Jake's last, or we thought might have been Jake's last figures. But if you've ever watched the Jake the Snake Roberts DVD or any of the reviewers, they'll tell you that for Jake to be able to leave his contract, he had to sign over his merchandising rights, and that's why Mattel can still produce Jake the Snake Roberts figures despite the fact that he's in AEW. I'm looking forward to his WCW look. I Vaguely remember that one a little bit more when I kind of caught wrestling here and there. Again, I didn't understand it as a little kid, but I did see it on time from time. I remember, seeing a guy hold a snake, talking a promo or something like that. And I do remember it was saying WCW, but I didn't follow wrestling or comprehend it at the time. But if you want to recreate this match, there's those two right there. On to the third match, the Intercontinental Championship match of Bret the Hitman Hart versus Roddy Piper. Now, we do have a Piper coming out in the Legends 12 series. People have been thrashing the face scan. Jack's had a really good one, as you can see right here. Of course, this is missing the knee pads, which you can always throw those on mount countless figures. And this is the Bret Hart that I could find that closely represented. If not, this was the attire. When I typed in the Google search engine for Bret WrestleMania 8 figure, this is the one that popped up countless times. Of course, the mock version comes with the Intercontinental Championship, but it's the oval belt, not the classic belt that they would have had during this time. So we can recreate it. It is accurate in Jack specific form. It's almost there in Mattel if we consider that new Piper coming out, because it has long flowing hair. This is around the time he had the long flowing hair. Later on, he would cut it shorter. So, and of course, he dirtied up a lot more. This is more I don't want to say Farrah Fawcett hairdo, but this is more of like the long flowing locks at the time. This is probably, around the time he kind of had that long haired look, like from They Live, that kind of stuff. But if you want to recreate this match, there it is. And on to match 4. Now this is an 8-man tag, and usually in 8-man tag matches, that's where we get to the void situation, but not here. We have Big Boss Man, Virgil, Sergeant Slaughter, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and these are the attires that they represent right there. Now, of course, then we've got the Nasty Boys, Jerry Sags, Brian Knobbs, Repo Man, and Mountie. There is a Repo Jack specific figure. I decided to use that one since I had Virgil. Try to even it up a little bit. Obviously, I didn't put a Jax version on the good guys, the face side, but you can recreate this match. Just use your Repo Man and Virgil from Hasbro, and if you want to make it fair, I guess only have them interact with each other. And then on to the WrestleMania 8 Match 5, the WWF World Heavyweight Championship match. The champion was Nature Boy Ric Flair versus the challenger Macho Man Randy Savage. And Mattel did it again. Retrofest Ric Flair and Series 23 Elite. Now, of course, we're approaching Series 88 coming up. We're going to be at 100 probably by next year. So this is a long time ago. But you can probably find that Macho Man. Mock, he might be a little expendy. But loose, I did see some loose around. It wasn't the most desirable attire, of course. He's missing the tassels on the bottom of the boots. But again, that's just a decal thing they decided, or deco thing they decided not to do. But that's the accurate attires right there. Even comes with the championship belt they wrestled for. So nice on Mattel to do that. Then on to the 6th match was Tatanka versus Rick the Model Martel. Now, Legend Series 8 of Mattel just released the debuting Tatanka attire, so because of that we have the appropriate attire, and Jack Specific long ago produced a Rick Martel in hot pink color. So because of that, this match is accurate. This match can be recreated. I would personally like to see a Rick Martel in Mattel form, hot pink. The purple is well over almost 11 years old at this point. It's starting to get really worn down. I'm afraid if I, do anything with it, it could possibly snap. So it's up there on eBay right now. Not that it's a bad figure. It's just that once they start getting to a certain age, I start to worry. They kind of have to go and be retired to someone's collector case. Then on to WrestleMania 8 Match 7, the WWF World Tag Team Championship match. The challengers were the Natural Disasters versus the champions Money Inc. That's IRS and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. And Mattel, boom, right there. If you want to recreate this match, all 4 guys are accurate. The attires, the tag belts are there. Of course, they're with the wrong team. The champions were IRS and the $1 Million Man, the natural disasters would win the belt somewhere down the road. Again, I'm not going to go into exact accuracy. This is the figures type situation. Now, if you don't like elites and you have Jakks Pacific, of course, Jakks Pacific has a Typhoon, they have an Earthquake, they have an IRS, and they have a Ted DiBiase. Hasbro has these figures as well. So you've got 3 choices there. If you're a diehard Hasbro statue small figure collector guy, you probably have these 4. If you are Jakks Pacific diehard, you'd probably have these 4. And of course, Mattel. Of course, these are harder to find nowadays. They can run you about $50 a piece for the disaster, especially the Earthquake attire, especially Typhoon. And then of course Ted's gonna cost the IRS. I've seen him around only $15. So he's not as hard to find or as expensive. But if you want this match, you're gonna look at about maybe $70-$80 unless you find a good deal or someone who just is done with wrestling, which there are quite a few. Then on to the 8th match, Owen Hart versus Skinner. Now, when I was putting this together, I thought this was going to be a void match. I was not aware that they had made an Owen Hart and a Skinner in Hasbro. I always remember a canceled Skinner that was supposed to come out in Jakks Pacific. And of course, I was planning to use a Owen Hart from Jakks Pacific as well from the Bone Crushing action days. But finding these 2, I was like, this is kind of cool. Now, of course, it's not accurate. I think Owen wrestled in that kind of attire, but he had a singlet strap part, top part over. I would have counted Skinner as being accurate, but Owen, he had again more of a baggier pants. This is it's close to his look, but it wasn't quite his look yet, so it's not exactly accurate. I mean, I guess I could have done it, but I wanted to for the sake of it. These are more purplish. Those are blue. There's no deco on the pants from what I can see, but it's very close. And then finally, the Wrestlemania 8 main event, Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. Now, I know what you're saying. They have an elite Psycho Sid that has the same exact attire. Yes, they do, but he was not Sid Justice. He was Psycho Sid. So I know it's semantics and whatnot, but I mean, we're trying to find the most representation. I mean, technically, you could just pop the head off of a Sid. You could call him Psycho Sid, call him Sid Justice, doesn't matter. But I was trying to, find authenticity here. Of course, also, if you grab the new Psycho Sid, the Elite 86, because I know those things are a bunch of those everywhere. The new one with the red singlet, take off the boots or take off the leg portion and attach it to your Elite 42 Psycho Sid, I think it was. You could easily recreate this. So for the sake of it, you can recreate it. But if it's not accurate. If you're actually going with an actual Sid Justice, if you were to put the 2 in the ring, in mock form, it would, it'd have to say Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice, not Hulk Hogan versus Psycho Sid. So for that reason, I don't count it as accurate. Now, I might catch some flack for that. People will go, well, tomato, tomato. But for the sake of this recording, I wanted to say, hey, it's just not quite accurate. You can recreate it. You can customize it to make this match easily happen. But if you were a mock collector and you're just, putting them up on their display, you won't find a Sid Justice in black attire. He did not. They did not make that. Even though he's wearing it here, they decided to use the blue attire, which is a great toyetic vision to begin with. But yeah, you can't technically recreate that. Or you can recreate it, but you can't make it accurate. But hey, it's the first ever figure recreated WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 8. All the wrestlers have figures. So if you have all these, if you wanted to recreate this, you can. If you have the Hasbro, all 26 figures are there. It's 100%. So if you are a Hasbro collector and you have all of them, you can recreate WrestleMania 8 if you wanted to. Jakks, 24 figures. Ooh, so close. And Mattel, 22 figures. Again, less wrestlers, more likely we're going to complete WrestleManias. So I have hope now. It took us 8 WrestleManias, but we finally got our first recreated Wrestlemania. Now accuracy is at 77%, and that could be, just based on my judging standards. I mean, yeah, Owen Hart's, the time frame's there. The attire's not accurate. Psycho Sid, Sid Justice, Tomato Tomato, as I said before. But for the sake of it, I was hoping to try to find a fully authentic, accurate pay-per-view attire card, and I didn't quite find it by my standards. You could be a little lenient on it, perfectly fine. Hey, maybe, an alternate universe, Sid was wearing blue trunks and not black. But with that being said, I want to thank you, and please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks again. Comments are always welcomed. I hope that I saw I had some subscribers joining here and there. I know it sounds petty when but I see people all the time going, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and I always thought that was really annoying. I understand why they do it nowadays, because I mean, obviously, if I reach 1,000 subscribers, if I reach so many hours, then I guess I make a little bit of money doing this, and I like doing this. This is fun to do for me, and I hope that with more people and with more opportunity and with more time, these will get better. I've already started to implement some new plans. I'm trying to get someone to draw me a nice, cool-looking logo, but currently everybody I keep talking to, even though I'm offering them some money, they keep telling me they're just too busy right now, and I understand. But I mean, if you're an artist out there and you want to, make a few bucks or negotiate with me on a price, I'm all ears on that. But please feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, a negative comment, whatever it may be. Critique me. I could care less. I have thick skin, and I hope you look forward to coming back here and watching the next one, which will be at WrestleMania 9 coming soon. Thank you.